What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about auction today, bounce token. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. You know you do. I know you do. Why don't you subscribe, damn it? All right, let's go. Here we are at about $32.17 right now. We have had a little drop off. This should come at no surprise at all. After all, on a 4-hour basis here, we did move up with less volume. We were seeing less volume. Volume's dying off. Momentum's dying off. You're trying to push higher each time and just getting all this wicks. It's Wick City up here. Of course, you got a big old red candle in your face. It wouldn't be crazy at all, especially with how this thing is defying gravity, to just continue to consolidate sideways and then move up inevitably. Short of something like that happening, I do assume that you will continue to go down. Okay, I do assume you would at least interact somewhere with this range here and give us redemption at buying back in at these levels. If not, very possibly to go all the way down to something around like 18 bucks, 17 bucks, somewhere in this zone. And we'll go over that right now, okay? Just doing a quick little update on this thing. Let's see here. On a 1-hour time frame, RSI looks bearish. Yes, you are. I mean, to be completely fair, you are moving down with decent volume. Yeah, okay. So it's not necessarily decreasing. Your volume was dying down at the top, and then when you picked up here, you started moving down. Even to the upside here, even as you're building volume there, all you're doing is finding resistance at prior areas of support. So I'm not impressed by that at all. I do think that we're going to go lower. And you rejected the 0.5, yeah, and you're below the 236. Yeah, I think you're going lower. Rejecting the 50 on the RSI, getting overbought. Coming down in this fashion, you're at the weakest readings you've been at, and you're proceeding to see weak readings by staying under the 50 like this. The 1-hour time frame is not the most significant time frame, but significant enough. I would at least expect that the rest of this day and going into tomorrow, you probably do see some more red side. Now, does this mean that all of today and all of tomorrow you're going down? No, it's not. It could be another drop like this, and then it's over, and then that's your low, and then you start building up from there. We don't know how it's going to look, but we're gonna go over those expectations here in a moment. 4-hour time frame, 4-hour RSI is pretty damn good, actually. It's a pretty damn good RSI. Finding support at prior areas of support and resistance here, getting overbought, not getting oversold at all. It's not a bad looking RSI, man. And it really does leave the door open to find support somewhere in this region here. Now, what I will say is oftentimes whenever it comes to prior areas, and when I say oftentimes, this does not mean every time. If you treat it like every time, you will be disappointed a lot of the time. But oftentimes, whenever you come to a prior area, you do find support at the top ends of that area, not the bottom ends of that area. Okay, oftentimes when you go to find support at the bottom ends, you'll reject as resistance, and then you'll continue to go down, right? Something like that. Not only that, but I mean something like that could get you set up for a head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder there, right? And that, of course, is the sombrero of death if it completes. Da 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 da. We'd be going down, but that might happen. You never know. $32.11 now. Definitely expecting that you go lower. How much lower could I see you going? Well, with the 4-hour, with the 1-hour, I could see you finding support at about $28. I could see you finding support at about $24, but that doesn't mean that you're going to stop there. Let's just see if we can go over other things here real quick. Okay, so from a high to a low here, where you at on the fibs? 1272, baby. Oftentimes, when you find resistance at the 1272. So actually, let me restart how I'm going to say this. Okay, so normally, and is this? Let me see here. Is the camera frozen? No, it's not. Okay, cool. Normally, whenever you move up through the fibs and you hit like the golden ratio, you would expect to either find support in this extended area and then move up, or find support at the 100.886 area, okay? Normally when you get past the 1414, this is the area that you look to find support at, okay? Whenever you find resistance at the 1272, oftentimes you go below the 886 and you go down to the 786, sometimes even to the golden ratio. Of course, if you went to the 1618 golden ratio here, you could pull all the way back here. That happens sometimes too in very volatile circumstances. You've moved up a lot in a short amount of time. This could be prime for a volatile circumstance, but expecting that you find resistance here, and I do expect that you find resistance here, my expectation would be that you would at least go back to the 886, if not the 786, which that 886 at 22 bucks, that's kind of right in this zone here. That we were talking about before. However, it is not the upper ends, it is the lower ends. So I do want to entertain the idea of going through this zone and going to the next area, which might be this area here. It might be this area here, right? You can see that. If we go back in time real quick, I want to just complete the thought. Where we found resistance was at this 1272. We also found resistance here before. Found resistance in this area. And then going back in time, a little turbulence. It's not really worth talking about over there. So So somewhat of a significant area. It's not the most significant area to stop at, but the 1272 is a minimum target area, and it looks as though, at least on a 1 hour perspective, 4 hours perspective, will be going down. So I will count this as resistance. With that in mind, likely we do see the 886 to 786 area. That's my expectation. The 786 would bring us down to about $19.63. The 886 would be at $22.32. So if I was the most confident about any numbers that we've talked about today, I would say this is the area. That's the area right there, 22.32 to 1946. What a hell of a year that was. I don't know, man. I wasn't alive. I'm just saying that. For all the people born in the 40s, make some noise. You're probably not investing in crypto anyways. And if you are, bravo. You're outside of the norms. Good for you. Sticking with the times, man. I know that that's not always easy. I don't want to say how old I am, but I have a hard time keeping up with the times with people in my own age range, let alone other things. I can only imagine. But anyways, getting distracted here. I would expect that you do go below the 886 personally, but I wouldn't be totally surprised if you went down to $22 and you found support there. It wouldn't surprise me. If we're looking at this for what it's worth too, I want to take a low to high here. Low to high. There we go. Yeah, I would be surprised. I would be surprised if you did anything less than a $19 price. Because if what you do is you go below the 236 here, you interact with that. Let me delete this other fib so there's not as much noise. But understand that 382 comes in line with the 786, which is kind of the base range that we're looking for. And you can go below that 786, by the way. But when you go below the 236 of any fib, oftentimes you find support at the 382 before moving higher, right? It's not that going below here means you're going to zero. It just means that before you go up higher, at least on a sustained level, you'll hit the 382. Now, when I say interact with the 236, what I mean, it's a very specific kind of thing. If you come down here and you tip the 236 for support, you tip it or you find support above it, you don't have to go to the 382. But if you pierce through it, especially if you get a day to close below the 38 or the 236, there's no way around it. 90% likelihood you're going to go to about 1974. Okay, $19.74. And here's the other conniption there. Oh wow! Let me say I have to delete this. Oftentimes, with your first interaction of the 382, you do go through it. You go through it. What do I mean by through it? I mean you won't bounce right off of it. You will go through it, wick through it, and then come back up and close above it. That's what I would expect. And then here's another thing. Here's another possibility, which is actually very common in moves like this. What I was just talking about is generalities for the 382, okay? But this is also another generality specifically with strong moves. And I don't know about you guys, but I think, what is this, a 6x move? A 5x move in about a month and a half, not even. I would call that a strong move. And if it is, it's very common off of strong moves, in this case, to bounce right off the 382, to just literally tip it. So it's common to wick through it and then close above it. In moments like this, it's even more common to bounce right off of it. Having that 382 there is nice, but then also pairing that up with this 786 being right there, I really do like that $19 area. The only reason why I think you could go a little bit lower is on a 3-day time frame, weekly time frame, whatever. You have these closing highs here, closing lows there, and that is right below the 382. It's pretty damn common. Prior area of resistance right there. You could go something that's just below $19, maybe between $18 and $19. And if you were to go lower, that's nothing to be concerned about. It can happen. You can go lower. I just wouldn't expect it, right? Maybe you go down to $13, maybe you go to $11, but I have a hard time really seeing you get too much lower than anything below this trend line here, right? And by the time you drop down there, I mean, 18, but I just don't. I have a hard time seeing that, right? Unless you're going to drop for months and you have no more bull cycle left in you, but I just don't see that happening. So we're not even going to talk about that. But if it does happen, volatility happens, and you still have areas of support back here at the golden ratio, at your prior areas of support, probably at prior areas of resistance, yes. So it wouldn't be a terrible thing. Still have a higher low overall. It's just this thing would be wicked volatile if that happened. Daily RSI has been overbought for quite some time. You know what I mean? Whenever you got overbought the first time, this is what you did. This next time or the next move up that you've had since you've been overbought, it was just one little push with less volume. You're probably going to give it back. And it wouldn't be crazy at all to pull all the way back to that area right there, which again, that's at about that's at like 1830. So 1830, 1940 something, maybe $22, somewhere in that range, right? I would, if I had to guess personally, I feel really good about $18 to $20. I feel really good about that, but that'll be a prime buying opportunity. At least I think it will. I've got nothing else for you guys. I do expect great things out of auction. I think, what the hell, server not found? Can I refresh it? Can we try again? We're going to find this server. Delete some of these, yeah. How's this thing doing? Did it move up? Oh, it did move up a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. We missed the boat on that one. That's okay. Let's see. Auction. If we go here. Let's see. Come on now. Auction. $212 million market cap. This thing is definitely a 100x possibility capable token right here. Multi 100x capable token. Do you know what kind of market cap it would do? Yeah, I do. I know. If it was to do 100x, that'd be a 21, almost a $22 million market cap. Actually, just over a billion dollar market cap. To do a 200x would be like a $43 billion market cap. Yes, I'm well aware of that, right? The reality is this thing could be 400xable. It could even go up to $80 billion. Now, I'm not saying that it will. I'm not saying any of these targets will happen. I'm just saying they could happen. The coins that do see multi 100x's, they don't start at $100 billion. They don't start at multiple billions of dollars, right, in their first cycle. They start at market caps like this. Does that mean that this one will see that? No, that doesn't mean it. But if there was a possible outcome for 100x, it would be in a token like this. And do I see it doing 100x? Absolutely. I can see it doing 100x from here. Certainly a multi 100x from its cycle lows, but we'll see how it goes, you know. Don't be discouraged if you only get a 20x or a 40x from here, right? That's plenty of money. And those are very realistic possibilities as well. I don't feel comfortable talking about the exact estimation of where I think it's going to be until we see the results of this move here, until we get like our high, the results of this move. Because if it is stronger than this, unfortunately, it'll be too late by the time we figure it out. But yes, this thing would be multi 100x capable. If this next move is about like a little bit weaker than this, maybe overall from this current price, it's only like 50xable or less, something like that. But who cares? Who am I to really say that, right? It could do a whole lot, and it could grow. It could just catch the right traction at the right time and just blow through the roof, man. This is crypto. Crazy things happen. But to put it in perspective, 100x from here would put it at $3,230 essentially. Okay, that'd be all the way up here. And in my expectation, if you were to go here, you probably don't stop until you're at 7K. So multi 100x capable for sure. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.